Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the Rebellion double feature of the Colonelcast Part 2. And today we're gonna save the dream! And with me is...
Save the rebellion!
Save the dream!
Save the dream! What's the message? It's hope.
Yeah, with us is...
Imagine if they got the message and it was just her saying hope like 500 times.
Yeah, that's it.
That'd be good.
That's a rousing speech about how great her father was, you know? Even though he built the Death Star.
Yeah, she just sent out like a personal message instead of the Death Star plans and just completely fucked the whole thing for everyone forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
it's gonna be both, you know?
Yeah. This is... We got Jin Florian.
Yeah.
and Erich Andor, I guess.
Cassian Erich.
Yeah, Cassian Erich, yeah. And Andor's the name people know because he got a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which I know that was listen, when Red Letter Media made their video about this when it came out, they made fun of the name Cassian Andor or something, or maybe in another video they made fun of that. And for that reason, that might be the sole reason I haven't watched Andor to this day, is because he has got a dumb name in my head now. I don't want to watch that show.
You have to stop watching those fucking guys, dude.
Andor is fucking great, and you really need to watch it.
I'm gonna get to it someday.
It's good.
Yeah, but if we do a Star Wars wheel, perhaps we could do Andor instead of this again.
The whole show on there.
Yeah, put the entire show on there, and we just have to watch random episodes of it, random ones.
We could put random episodes on.
Wow.
If we did that for all the shows, that would get really bad. But we could do one of them.
Yeah, just
watch
like one
absolute dog
Wars.
shit. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Mixed with a Clone Wars episode, mixed with Star Wars Resistance, mixed with Andor.
Yeah, man, I was kind of hopeful for that Obi-Wan show, and I think the first episode was okay or something, and it just that was very sad to watch.
It was always bad.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked that Darth Vader was in it, I think.
He was in it.
Yeah.
It was Hayden Christensen. They got him back in the suit for some reason.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they stole from Rebels for the end of it.
Did they?
Oh.
Yeah, the part where he gets part of his mask cut off and you can see Anakin in there.
Yeah.
They do the exact same thing in Rebels with Ahsoka.
Do they do the voice where he's got both of the voices going at the same time?
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I've seen that
Incredible.
clip from Rebels, I think, actually. Yeah, that's funny. But today we're talking about Rogue One, a Star Wars story, which is... they made it right after the Force Awakens it came out, and it was very successful. I mean, because the hype was all there, and it was
$1 billion.
Yeah, I think it's a good premise to like sort of bring back some of the iconography that's missing, maybe in Force Awakens. Not that there's that much that they didn't just bring back in that movie too, but it's a very nice, like very safe start of the franchise, like restarting it, rebooting it a little bit.
Man, I can't believe The Force Awakens. What a stupid ass concept. I can't believe they...
Thank you, Florian. Thank you.
You agree? I mean, it's so crazy.
Yeah, I hate The Force Awakens.
I can't believe they just plagiarized like that other movie so much.
The first movie. I didn't know.
It's so bad. Why would they just like everything's back to normal? Like, no, it doesn't even make sense. Oh my god.
I think it should have been like clearly the thing that I'd want to see now, especially if they're going on a commentary angle for it, which they kind of allude to sometimes in those three movies. I think what you'd want to do is have like the fascistic imperial tendencies kind of reform within the rebellion or something, or within the new republic or whatever.
Yeah, I think I think the way you do it is that the New Republic is the big built up thing, and the Empire are more like terrorists, or more like scrappy and trying to bring down the big institution.
Oh my god, they should have brought back Palpatine and then he gets elected again. Imagine that plot.
They could have done that, yeah.
I mean, if there's a Trump analog, then yeah.
Imagine if Palpatine just got elected again and he builds yet another Death Star. They just never learned.
Yeah.
And he will make them pay for it. Oh my god.
Well, Florian, I want to reveal my nerd card here for a second. in the expanded universe, which was all the books and comics and stuff like that before Disney rebooted everything, what happened in that story was like about 30 years after Return of the Jedi, an ex-Imperial warlord named Natasi Dala, who was basically one of Tarkin's like lady loves, who was a terrible, insane, violent psychopath who killed tons of people. She was elected the chief of state, which is basically the president of the Galactic Alliance, which is basically what the rebellion became within those books. Wow. So you kind of have that happening within within the Star Wars universe.
It's got to be Palpatine himself, though. That'd be ideal, because I mean, he would be so perfect because he is so repugnant, and he is my favorite.
He's a face. He's got a face you remember.
Yeah.
Is he alive still from the prequels?
What do you mean? Is it the actor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same actor in all of them.
Yeah.
He was like 30 when he did the Return of the Jedi. So
yeah, he's still around. He was like a young man when he was pretending to be old.
I can't believe it. Wow.
Yeah. It's really good makeup on him.
Find someone who fits so well. That's crazy.
He just had the creepy guy voice. He was really good at it.
They should have brought him back so much earlier. Damn.
Well, they did for the prequels. They brought him back 15 years later, and he was closer to an appropriate age.
Oh, I meant again, like for the sequels.
Well, they did again. Yeah, that's the same guy in the sequels as well.
Well, yeah, but it's only the last one.
Well, yeah, that's true. I think his performance is still there in the last one. You know.
Well, yeah, of course, but like he hardly has anything to do in it, and
he's in a big chair.
Like,
or whatever that is.
Just again, like I recently saw like a video that was shitting on The Force Awakens, and I mean it's from one of those awful chud channels, you know, but like it still made some good points. Like, why did they just cut out like all the male characters, and then like Rey comes and meets the Resistance, and she hugs Leia, and they haven't even met before, and then there's like actual characters who know each other, and they don't get much screen time. It's crazy.
No.
Oh yeah, part of that. Carrie Fisher died. So
well, that's true.
No, was she? No,
if you're talking about Force Awakens, then yeah.
I think.
Oh! Yeah. I thought you were talking about. Okay.
It's bizarre how they.
Okay, let's talk about Rogue One.
Yeah.
One day when we do the Wheel of Star Wars, I will
go into all this.
All hell. I will unleash all hell on the Force Awakens, but
yeah. It'll be a fun time, but
it's just so crazy that they completely like ruined like everything that the sequels could have been.
Listen, I gotta shout out my friends at the Bread Circus. If you want a good Star Wars channel, they do the most insanely like analytical videos I've seen anyone do about anything really, and they do that for all the Star Wars sequels and the prequels and all sorts of stuff. They have these massive like 12-hour long videos going over all the movies. So
quick critique, nice.
Yeah. They're very good, and I'm in one of their videos as a cameo.
Holy
so
shit.
That's fun.
Wow. Oh, nice.
Yeah, but
are you Vader or Palpatine? I mean,
no, I'm a guy who reads off wrong comments or something. They got me to read comments about how people were saying Anakin's autistic or something. I don't remember. Yeah. But
that makes sense. That's why I like him. Hell yeah.
But for Rogue One, this movie, of course, it follows Jyn Erso and Cassian Andor and a little band of other rebel people and stuff. And they're rebels within the rebels. They start going extra double rebel and doing missions that they're not supposed to and stuff, which is fun.
Yeah, because the rebels were just wasting time and they weren't ready to steal the Death Star plans, and they didn't even believe it.
Yeah, they didn't have the action plan mindset.
Well, I don't even know what they were doing. I guess they were just all selfish, trying to like make like a little victory for themselves instead of trying to actually defeat the Empire.
Yeah, and it's it's their sort of example that we reveal has inspired Princess Leia and everyone in the other movies and stuff. So
I mean, it's literally in the opening crawl of Episode 4 is that striking from their hidden rebel base, the rebels have managed to steal the Death Star plans.
Yeah.
I guess that's I guess that's hilarious to think that the way they decided to do is because like our crew of misfits decided to steal a plane, and then when they left, they said we are Rogue One.
All right, we're rolling with it.
Yeah.
And then later there's a general who addresses them as Rogue One, and then like he's so happy.
Yeah, not Akbar at the end. I don't know why he's not Akbar. They could have just had him in there.
Does he die? I don't know.
No, his name's General Radish or something, and he's blue.
Yeah, I guess.
But he's not
Radish.
Radish.
Guess they
Okay.
should have had
I
him.
could have sworn he said
Admiral
Radish.
Radish.
I thought it was Radish, but he said
Oh.
Radish in the movie. I heard
it's
it.
Radish, and
Maybe.
And
He's
he's
an
a
admiral.
shrimple. That's pretty cool.
Where was he? Did he die between movies or something? Where is he in episode
I
6?
guess so. Maybe he needs to
question.
get a movie.
Yeah. We need a spin-off show. Another one.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet he's in Andor, isn't he? That guy.
he is. He shows up at the very end
Okay, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
because
I
like
guess
the proper rebellion is not really formed throughout most of the Andor show.
Yeah. Well, because they sort of all agree and get together and sort of prove to themselves that they can do a big attack and get a big victory on them in this, right? So that's sort of, yeah. I mean, I like that.
Is Jyn Erso in Andor?
No,
No.
because they find her
'cause they
in
don't meet until
this movie.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Because like Andor has like this love interest who is also like crazy for the
Bix.
rebellion. So
hmm
I get confused. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
All right.
wait. Raditz dies in this movie. What?
Does he?
That's what I was saying.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he died or something.
Yeah.
But who was the
you're
guy
right.
who went, "Oh, Godspeed, Rogue One," and then they left or whatever?
Yeah, that was definitely him. And I
That
guess
was beforehand.
Oh, then
No,
he
well, that
died
was
after
when they
that? I don't
died.
remember. Oh no, yeah, because all the other people show up and then Darth Vader goes on the. Yeah, okay. So he died there. Okay, that makes sense.
wow, would he have gotten
Yeah.
sliced up by Vader? Damn.
I don't think he got sliced. I think his ship probably got blown up. All those other guys got sliced up by Vader, and that's. I feel like that's the scene this is most well known for. Is like they gave Vader more aura than he's ever had before, and that's sort of the lasting impression of this one. At least it was for aside from
Well, he-
Andor now.
This
I guess
movie
he
is
was
kind of
in it
all
for
about
all
the
the
sacrifices you make in order to enliven and lengthen the overall cause that you're fighting for.
Yeah.
I mean, like there was
And
almost
so it's
no
appropriate
cause.
that he dies.
Like
What?
Like they started this like from a beginning. Like there was no rebellion before Rogue One. I guess basically like they were not doing.
No,
much.
there was a rebellion before this movie because when they come to Yavin 4, like their operations are going, like they're trying to find, like they have an intelligence operation because they're trying to follow up on the rumors they've heard about the Death Star.
Yeah. I'm sure they're doing stuff. I'm sure they're like underground. They're doing mutual aid, and they're doing like breaking people out of prisons or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I'm sure. Just not any huge
What
stuff.
happened is that a bunch of individual cells of rebels have formed all throughout the galaxy, and then the proper rebellion formed out of that as those cells kind of came together. And they haven't taken huge like military action, although if you watch like the Star Wars Rebels show, there's been a lot of military action that happens there. But there's a lot of like cells that are doing things, but they're not coordinated and they're not like making huge strikes against the Empire yet.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's just like random people who are not happy with the Empire.
It's not random. It's not random people. They're being directed by a rebellion HQ, but they have not yet like majorly announced themselves as like. I don't think a proper war has started until they blow up the Death Star, basically.
Yeah. I mean, we see all them arguing around the table and stuff. Like, there's a bunch of people with different interests
So
in
many of
different
them
groups
don't
from
want
different
to
places.
fight there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, like they got a rebellion HQ, but like half the people there are just like not wanting to actually fight. So I don't know, man. I mean, they may call themselves a rebellion, but like
I mean,
They
a year
could be-
before this,
they could be
a
like
year before
any
this,
crime
Mon
cartel or
Mothma
whatever.
declares rebellion against the Empire. Literally says, "We're leading a rebellion against the Empire."
Yeah.
So they've been going for about a year.
Okay.
I guess so. But I mean, like she's just one of them, and then like the other systems.
It's
aren't
just
really
early days, and people are scared that if they do something this large, they're just going to get wiped out completely, and it'll not be worth it.
Yeah, and they would have been right when the Death Star actually happens. It's so crazy how like the Death Star only gets to blow up one planet, you know.
Doesn't even blow up
really-
the planet; it just blows up like the little station that Krennic's
no, in
on,
this
and then-
movie, but I mean, like in his lifetime, it only blows up Alderaan.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They spent so much effort on this great weapon, and they couldn't manage to shoot it more than once onto a planet.
I do think it's cool that they use it and stuff in this, and they use it like lower powered, so it's just blowing up the cities. And that lets you get like more on the ground, because you can't be on the ground on Alderaan when that happens. But it gets it gets the characters into the action and actually like dealing with the ramifications of it,
They
which
can
is
see,
it's a very
what
feels
this
like a Gareth Edwards thing to do, because that's also like Godzilla movies. Like you have all the people running around and Godzilla's there and they barely get out of the way and stuff, you know. So.
My God, it is so nuclear. They like the way it blows up those cities. It is like way more destructive than a nuclear weapon, I guess. Even though it seems like I guess ironically, it probably doesn't like make the whole planet uninhabitable, because it is just like physical force. But like it does dig up like the whole Earth, so everyone there is definitely dead.
Yeah, I mean, it's making a big crater where that like religious city used to be and stuff, you know. So.
Yeah,
that's just gone. Yeah.
Did we see the crater? I mean, I think we just see it like while it's being blown up, right?
Yeah. Well, I assume that probably takes a while to like dissipate and all the dust to clear and stuff. So.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
So like, it's not even a crater. Like the moon is basically cracked.
Like all of Jeddah or whatever. Or?
Well, then they could have just blown up.
Yeah, like here, I'll show you in the comics. Like, I'm sure parts of it are still livable, but like, yeah, there's just a huge segment of it just like fucking out.
Oh, just a scattered moon and it's still livable? That's crazy.
That sounds fun. That would be a cool visual to see in here. This movie is not missing cool visuals, though. I think that's sort of the biggest strength. Is like Gareth Edwards is very good at directing for CG and stuff like that. He's got like all the effects look great, except I mean there's a couple that don't that are notable, but there's like I think all the vistas and the space fights and stuff. Oh, that is really sick looking. My God. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, I guess they might as well have blown up the whole planet. Jesus, that's crazy.
Yeah, that looks like it's getting down into the core of it. Yeah, I would not want to stay there. Right. My God.
Wow. Well, I guess they did it better in the movie where it didn't actually blow up the whole planet. I assume.
It's
no, it couldn't have. It was a really slow explosion. There's no way it would blow up the whole planet.
It would take a long while, I think. Well, like we all the characters get out of there before this stuff happens. And... Yeah.
What would happen if a planet's like molten core was like breached in some way? Like, how bad would that be?
Why would a lot happen?
And
I mean, if we have
like, we're just talking about like the structural
like we have volcanoes,
stability of the entire planet.
And the volcanoes are what happens if like a little bit leaks out, right? But then if a lot leaks out, then it's just hot in that area. It just got magma there. It doesn't mean that.
Yeah, but you'd think that entire like area would also start burning up because of the fucking.
Well, I mean, it probably caused a lot of warming. Yeah.
I mean, isn't there like in theory the like Yellowstone volcano could like destroy the world or something, or like blanket everyone in
for sure.
stuff for a long time and really fuck everything. So theoretically it would probably be real bad, I guess, if anything like that happened.
I think that like a volcano would do more than just open magma, because open magma wouldn't like cause all this ash, right?
It's just like a whole lot of pressure in the planet getting released, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not good.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's not gonna look like that. It's not gonna crack apart like in that picture. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I guess if you have if you have Star Wars technology, you'll probably be fine. You know, you just breathe into it like an apparatus.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you could just get the gas mask that the guy has. Saw Gerrera uses for a second there.
He loves it so much.
Yeah.
And would you like to know the Andor explanation for why he has to
Yes.
Yeah,
breathe like that?
I'd love to know what that
He
is.
has been doing the equivalent of huffing gasoline for a lot of his life.
Okay.
And now he cannot breathe correctly.
Is it spice that he's on? Is that?
No, it's called rhydonium. It's like starship fuel, basically.
Oh my god.
He just huffs that stuff.
Well,
There is
just
a
for
great
fun,
monologue where he tells a young kid to start huffing gas because they're not going to be in this for very long. Like the entire speech is just like, we are the most extreme parts of this rebellion. We are not here to live to see the end of the day. We're here to make an impression and force everyone to take action. And so he's just like, yeah, huff the gasoline. You got nothing better to do, kid.
Like the fucking like in fucking Mad Max and stuff where they spray all that shit in their face and then kill themselves.
Yes.
That's great.
Mhm.
Wow.
Jeez.
Like the Silver Boys, Dan.
Yeah.
War Boys.
I do wish that this movie went into the extremist rebellion a little bit more than they did and stuff, because that's sort of an interesting angle, is that there are these people who are crazy.
The credit I will give this movie is that it did make the entire rebellion seem more complicated than it is in the original Star Wars movie and in like the original trilogy, because it's so clearly just good guys, bad guys. The Empire is going to just kill and be evil, and the rebellion is there to save everybody. What this movie posits, which I like, is that Cassian Andor is like really and I'm not even getting this from Andor. For the Andor show. I'm just getting this from Rogue One. He is just like sick and tired of doing this dirty work for the rebellion because it's not all good shit. You're assassinating people. He kills that guy at the beginning of the movie, which I think was a Tony Gilroy ad to the movie to kind of give Cassian any kind of like personality here. But yeah, he is just done being the executioner on behalf of the rebellion and doing all this intelligence stuff. And it's through his experiences in this movie that is kind of like there is a deeper accomplishment I can do, and all of this could be worth it because we saved that many people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I mean, they would have completely be screwed without everything in this movie going right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like giving them something worth fighting for, because you can bring down this huge planet killer.
Yeah, I guess as far as the characters, my issue with it is I don't get Jyn Erso's sort of thing, because she doesn't want to fight at the start, and then she sees her dad on the computer and he convinces her and stuff, and then I'm not sure where her character is really going or what she's doing from there, like after the first act or so.
Yeah, I think her very sudden flip in this movie and needing to understand what she's going through is pretty hard sell. But there's a lot of books and a lot of other supplementary material that makes her story make a bit more sense. But
sure,
I think one of the problems is that in the original cut of this movie or original script phase, she was much more aggressive and much more rebellion focused immediately and all throughout. So they really kind of pull her back at the beginning of the movie, especially. And so when she has to be more aggressive and more like gung-ho about it near the end, it's such a sudden flip from what she was saying and doing beforehand. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I think it's like all of her stuff is tied in with her father, is that she thinks her father has been working for the Empire this whole time, or abandoned her, or and then learning this huge bit of information, which is that he's trying to bring down the Empire from the inside. She sees a chance at redeeming his name and redeeming just everything that he's done.
Yeah, also she just doesn't want to be responsible for like the Empire being like able to destroy entire planets.
Yeah.
and her father being responsible for it, and she's the only one who could stop it. So it's pretty obvious she'd want to take that chance, right?
Is the implication that Galen Erso designed the whole Death Star like single-handedly, or Or
No,
just the laser?
he designed the
Quite a lot.
power. The like power system that
Okay.
the laser works on, which is the kyber crystals that they're mining on Jeddah.
That makes more sense then, yeah, because that
Yeah,
struck me as that would
and-
be weird.
He introduced a flaw in the system that allowed the whole thing to just explode when you send a missile down a reactor shaft or whatever.
Yeah, I'm
I
still.
guess he's made them very wide too, so that's perfect.
I guess I'm
for that.
I'm still very wary about. I mean, even in, people have talked about it for 50 years now. Like it's weird they wouldn't put a
Yeah.
fucking a little vent or a screen over it or something. If it's that important, or no one would have noticed, or
Now they finally fixed that plot hole. Yep.
well, they
Now we
kind of
know
did,
why.
but like even then, someone should like look over his design and go, "Hey, this looks like a bad idea. We're gonna put a screen over it or
I
something."
mean, that seems like that wouldn't be necessary now because, like, there was no time. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna
the
say they do not
rebellion-
have enough time after they realize this to go over everything and figure out what he did.
I guess so.
And
But
he's probably hidden stuff well enough that
Yeah,
they couldn't find it.
maybe
The pacing is so fast here. It's like crazy how much happens in this short term.
Yeah.
Where they just started this Death Star and then like, immediately they're under attack, and the plans were stolen and they didn't even realize how much they managed to steal.
Well, I guess they do mention, I think, in the first one that it causes like a chain reaction. Like it isn't just the missile goes to the middle of the thing and blows it up,
right.
Which
Mhm.
that's
he's
more how it works
made
in,
sure that
in the other
systems
one.
will fail once they do what they're going to do.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess he probably imagined it there'd be like someone as a double agent blowing it up, but I guess it's convenient that they had a force user guide a missile all the way down there,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, they still need somebody like Luke Skywalker to do what they do, even if it was kind of the road was paved for them by.
Well, I mean,
By
a
Caitlin
spy
Ursus
could
sabotage.
probably blow it up. Like you just have to fire like a gun in there.
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't think that's how it works.
I can
You need
forgive
something
No.
like the reactor to fail immensely like that
like-
in order to.
No, he like the whole point of this movie is that he specifically made it that any explosion would set off the reactor. Like that was the whole point of Ursa's father being like this figure, who's created this epic flaw in the Death Star.
Yeah.
You could trigger it.
But I think they see from the Death Star plans that the only way to like realistically.
Well, yeah, because they don't
for
have
them to
anyone on
do
the
it is to do that.
inside. It would be impossible to get someone onto the Death Star now that the Death Star is already manned. They probably don't get shore leave.
I don't know. I'm sure the rebels looked over the whole thing and whatever, but their plan was like, they found this specific part of the vulnerability that they were able to exploit in the other one.
Mhm.
But it's I can forgive a lot of random and coincidental stuff that happens in Star Wars because there is literally a guiding force to the universe that tries to
yeah. Mhm.
fix things.
Yeah,
Like it
pretty
leads
man.
this blind guy to go flip the specific switch and stuff that he needs to make everything work out. So
What was
Yeah,
up with
yeah.
him, anyways? Like, are they all
Cheer-
are all those
Cheer
guys
Imwe.
blind?
yeah,
He's blind, yeah.
Now,
And he
are
doesn't
all-
necessarily use the Force as much as he trusts the Force to
Yeah.
kind of guide him where he needs to go.
yeah.
Like Vader could see without his eyes, I'm sure. Like most of
These
the-
are very interesting sketches of characters that never really go anywhere.
Yeah.
But I think the actors do a good job of infusing them with just enough character and just enough like life that you feel like they are at least people. But I would say that they should cut a couple of these characters and focus in on the 3 or 4 that really matter.
Which ones would you
And-
cut?
That guy who
I mean,
has the pilot guy.
You could easily get the pilot guy and Cassian into one character. You could easily get both Chirrut and Baze Malbus into one character. Like both the Guardians of the Wills could be one guy. Like, I mean, what I also think is that you should also have some aliens here. Like the
Yeah.
original pitch for Rogue One was a bunch of aliens that go on this mission.
I don't like the fucking aliens in this, dude. There's that one with is like a blue frog. He looks like Crazy Frog, and he's got the stupid hat on, and he makes this really annoying noise. I hated that guy so much.
I mean, that's crazy, Frog. Who are you talking about? I'm trying to.
I don't even know. He's got like
Where
the
is
hat
he?
with the flaps on the side, and he's on the beaches.
Oh,
makes a
I know what
weird,
you're talking about. You're talking
awful
about
noise.
Pow.
What's he called?
Pow.
Yeah,
Wow, the crazy frog sound.
I don't know.
That's epic. Do you guys know? Have you guys seen the decranialized?
Yeah, the decraniated. Yep.
The what?
Apparently, there's
Decraniated.
people who have
This is the guy
half
you're
of the
talking
head
about.
removed, and now they're
Yeah, this guy.
obedient
Oh,
servants.
he's not blue.
No,
I don't know
alright.
about the I've never heard of a decraniated guy.
I think
Is
they
that
just show him in like one of the frames, right? I just saw a meme about them earlier. It's weird.
Oh yeah. He's in the other one, in the solo one, where they're
Oh, is
got
that
Yeah,
the
they
missing
why-
brain.
they
Oh,
have
creepy.
recycled a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
throughout these movies. So yeah, the decraniated do show up in Rogue One here.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I guess
I
that
only
makes
remember them
sense.
from that guy's office, where they have the big fight in the office, and then Darth Maul shows up on the screen at the end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing that he would just have like brainless bodies, serving him. That's cool.
Yeah, that guy was creepy. But,
Yeah,
you know,
I would think that would be creepy.
yeah. We'll do Solo on the wheel someday, but
Sure.
that's a solo
All right, so
thing.
I guess the main thing was that I wanted you to see this again, so you can tell me how you hate Star Wars more than Godzilla.
I
How-
do.
Well,
This-
because Star Wars is better than Godzilla, that's why you expect more of it.
Well, no,
Right.
I mean, this
Yeah.
look, the effects in this are higher production and higher quality than Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla and stuff, from the 70s. But like, I don't know. I think there's more charm to the average Showa Godzilla. Maybe not the
No,
bad ones, but
there
there's more.
isn't.
I don't. Watching this movie, I don't get anything super joyful out of it. I don't feel very inspired by any of it. And it's just sort of
Joyful.
yeah.
Wow.
And it's not like I can watch a dour movie and stuff, but this one it just doesn't. I can't connect to the Jinner so very well and stuff for Cassian, and the
They
robot.
were doing a heist on the Empire. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, but
How
they're-
do you like some Japanese guys being crushed by a huge skin suit more than that?
Because it's so funny in Godzilla, when you're watching Godzilla versus Megalon and he's teaming up with Jet Jaguar and then they handshake at the end and stuff. That stuff is so much fun that I can forgive the rest of those movies like barely being anything at all. So
Wow.
it's there's a lot of. I'm not gonna pretend the Godzilla movies are like high art and crazy good blockbusters, except for a few. -1 is, I think, like probably one of probably top 100 best movies ever made as far as ones I've seen anyway.
-1 is?
Yeah, Godzilla -1. It's really good. It's
I
so
thought you
good.
liked it too. No.
I liked
Yeah.
it, but I would not go that far.
Well,
Wow.
I haven't seen that many movies. Okay, I haven't seen
You
the
haven't
Kurosawa
seen that
movies,
many
but
movies, so you-
I liked it a lot.
You
I
just
think it's
figured that like all your faves are in the top 100.
well, as far as maybe not on an objective level. Maybe
Shrek
-1 is
2,
not.
definitely in the top 100 movies of all time.
Well, I mean,
Listen, top
yeah,
1,000.
Shrek 2 is pretty
Okay,
epic.
we can do top 1,000. Which is up there with at least one Star Wars movie in the top 1,000.
Wow.
Not this one.
Wow.
Right.
Man, the top 1,000 they gotta be stacked with Star Wars movies, dude.
No, it's like Empire and the first one probably maybe.
I mean, I generally agree with Colonel here. Is that I think there's only like 4 good Star Wars movies overall.
Yeah.
Wow,
and a lot,
which one
and
are
now-
they?
I mean,
4, 5, 3, and
3?
I don't like
that's
3.
surprising.
I don't like
I
it.
like 3 a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, I know
3
you
is
don't
one
like
of
it.
my favorite too.
And then
that's
8.
cool.
8 has like I still I cannot watch the Canto Bite stuff in that movie though. So I don't know. I'd have
Yeah,
to
like people
rewatch
make
it
such a
again.
big deal out of that. It's like 10 minutes of the movie total.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I mean, it is
What-
really
what is
stupid.
wrong with people?
It is
I remember it being
so
like half
really
of it. I don't know.
dude, you cannot put a scene in Star Wars where it's like, oh, hey guys, bong rip. Did you know that both sides are bad and arms dealers sell weapons to both of them? No,
Well, no,
that
that's-
shit does not belong in a Star Wars movie, okay?
Well, he's they say the arms dealers are bad, and that's fine. I can agree with that. It's just
they
sort of,
aren't.
I just did not care
yes,
for
they
having
are.
them jump on all
Pretty sure
the things.
Like the Empire is so evil. Like they probably have their own production, you know. I don't think that they would accept anyone moonlighting for the rebels. That is completely fucking insane to think that there's like independent weapons contractors who work for both sides when both sides are this fucking aggressive. That is not acceptable, okay? I don't buy it.
Well, they're like the Star Wars equivalent of like Raytheon and stuff, I think. They're not meant to be like single guys who make all the weapons for them or whatever. So
They're people who've gotten rich off of
there's no way the Empire would just take them over. The Empire wouldn't allow this kind of shit. They blow up whole planets if there's some people on them they don't like.
This is the First Order, Florian. They have recently made their comeback in the galaxy, and they've needed to very quickly expand and
yeah, sure,
make like inroads.
Yeah, so they would be picking up Star Destroyers from other people or whatever. Maybe not Star Destroyers. Maybe it's like smaller ones. I don't know.
They have very distinct looking weapons. They have their own production, man. And it's mostly just
it's weapons like bombs and bullets and gas canisters for their blasters, that kind of shit.
I mean, I don't think so. I think they'll probably produce that the same place where they make the spaceships.
Well, we find out in 9 that the Emperor has willed all of it into existence through the Force by hand or whatever. Anyway, so that's sort of maybe that's a retcon, but you know, it's. I think it works. In 8, I think that works. That there's people. Obviously, these people are profiting off of the fact that there's conflict and these people are bad, and that's the message they're getting across in there.
I mean, they're really stupid if they think they can profit off the Empire and then not be taken over. But I guess maybe
that part of the movie. That part of the movie is showing Finn that he should join the Resistance, and that kind of throwing your hands up and being like, "Well, I can't do anything about it. It's bigger than me," only ends up with more people dead and like these kids specifically enslaved in this racetrack and. Yeah, it's bad news everywhere.
It's like
why? Well, how does that relate into the thing about the weapons traders then?
Well, because those are the people who are gambling on this planet. Like that's what's pushing all of these bad things into reality.
Yeah, there's the
gambling.
It goes into a lot more.
Yeah, it's Canto Bight. It's a casino. Like.
You think that the gambling is responsible for the First Order?
No, they just happen to all be there. No. They go to the point of that scene is they go to a place where all the rich
sell everything.
Yeah. They go. It's just to show off like these are like the more pedestrian evils underneath like the rule of like these sort of bad people and stuff. Like that. This is what the rich people are exploiting. There's child slaves and stuff, and it's like you can help out in small ways and stuff. Maybe you can't blow up a Star Killer base every day, but you can go and free some horses and help some child slaves get out of their situation.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the horses. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's inspiring. It's supposed to inspire you to do better on a small level in your local community and stuff or whatever.
Wow. By freeing horses, that's amazing.
And most likely you're not going to bring down the entire empire by doing one thing. Most likely those fucking horses are just gonna be rounded up and the kids will be, but like you at least did something. Like maybe a couple of those kids get away. Maybe you're giving chances for good things to happen.
Yeah, maybe the Force will do something. Wow.
One of those kids had the Force. He used the broom at the end.
Broom boy.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to finally make an appearance.
I remember
he was supposed to show up in the original episode 9.
People thought that people's like immediate assumption from that movie was that Rian Johnson was going to make a trilogy about that kid, and they got really mad about that idea for some reason. It's weird.
Literally just a symbolic like Luke Skywalker will inspire a new generation of people to take up arms and like
Yeah, and I'm sure
want to make the galaxy better.
if Ryan Johnson
All
did
of
do a trilogy, I'm sure he, if he were to set it in that time period, he probably would use that Luke Skywalker event to like inspire his
So
actual character.
the end of the original episode 9, which I've read the script for supposedly, is that Rey is supposedly killed at the very end, but then she comes back and like basically, it seems like Finn has started a Jedi academy basically, and she joins with them, and then there's a bunch of kids there, and one of the kids is Broom Boy from the end of 8.
Okay,
Wow.
yeah, that's fun.
So he was going to show up in that way.
Yeah, but we should probably get back to Rogue One though.
Yeah.
Finn has a Jedi Academy? How?
They'd set it up in that one or whatever. Finn was going to be a Jedi.
In some way, he was going to be. Yeah.
They were leaning to that, but they pussied out. So,
Yeah,
but
a shame.
I guess one thing I'm curious on for Rogue One is how much we know about what the movie was going to be like, because there's a lot of shit. There's like, I know there were stuff about how they filmed in a train station and they dressed up a train to look like an Imperial train.
That's in the
and
movie.
Is it? I thought that stuff just wasn't in there. I thought it was like a train on the Death Star that they just didn't go to.
The base they're running around on Scarif is where they filmed that. And
okay. Oh yeah, but then, but there's stuff like there's the TIE fighter that rises up in the trailer at them for a second.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of an alternate thing. Like that specifically is an alternate thing. What I think from what I've gathered is that there's a lot of stuff in the beginning that was added in to kind of provide some kind of backing for the characters. I think Jyn was supposed to be more aggressive and more rebel girl coded than she ended up being in the actual theatrical version of the movie, and the end of the movie was very different because you had essentially 2 bases that the rebels would have had to run to one base, get what they needed from there, and then run across the battlefield to the other side. There's a scene in the trailer of Krennic like walking through the water with his like cape like dragging through the water. That would have been him like hunting them down through them running from one place to the other. Like it was just more complex, and I think they ended up realizing we don't have to do all this running around. We can just have them go.
All right. I mean that is like a 45-minute ending already. I think like as it is in this. So.
No, yeah, I wonder if it would have been like an hour and a half of just
that'd be a lot. And there's really not a lot of character stuff they do in that whole ending. I don't think so.
No.
There's like
the impression I get is that they had a good idea, which is that like everyone will die at the end of this movie to kind of like accomplish this goal, but they really didn't do a good job of like fleshing out the characters in the meantime. And I think one of the problems was that Gareth Edwards, while he was filming the movie, would on the day just kind of be like, we're just going to film a bunch of stuff like in this area, and we'll do like more artsy shots, we'll do a lot of experimental stuff, and he ended up just burning a lot of time that they probably should have used figuring out what the story was. And I mean, like, they had scripts, but I don't think the scripts were very good. And then when Tony Gilroy came in, he was like, this is so bad that all I can do is make it better. Like, no. I can do nothing more than improve this, even just by adding 1 or 2 things here. So yeah, it seemed like it was in a pretty rough shape when Gareth Edwards was kicked to the curb. So
well, yeah,
so that's what happened. Okay.
And that is interesting. Did they was the plan always to have deepfake creepy Leia take the plans at the end to really bookend
I have to assume that, and Tarkin, I have to assume that they had been working on that for a while, and that was their kind of big technological leap. So like, this is one of my bugaboos about this movie and ILM in general, is that no matter what you say about the prequels, those movies like moved movie making technology forward in huge ways, like leaps and bounds of the kind of shit we see today. And it's all built on the back of the technological progress that George Lucas was making in the late 90s, early 2000s. And then this movie looks very good. And I think they started using kind of what's the big screen they do stuff in front of?
The volume.
No. The volume, yeah. They started doing volume type stuff here, especially with like hyperspace.
Well, that's Greg
like,
Fraser.
Has a set of them, and
doing this, and he came up with that. So, That makes
Yeah,
sense.
absolutely. So like, yeah, like they started doing that here with like making a real set with a big screen in the background that would be space, and like when they went to hyperspace, like the hyperspace effects would be on screen, so it's like you're right there. And then they also do this crazy bad, I think, deep fake shit where Tarkin is a CGI model that they've grafted on top of an actor, and I think it does not look good. I don't think this has ever looked good, and
Well,
it looks to me like a very good PS3 cutscene character has walked into this movie.
Wow.
you can tell he's not a real guy, but I think it doesn't look too horrible to me, I guess. It's like it's not as convincing as like Gollum from 20 years before or stuff like that, but you know.
Well, that's the thing, because Gollum is this little creature, like the somewhat roughness of the CGI is like forgiven, and
he's not a real
that's just
man
how that character looks.
That
With
a
real guy who we know what he looks like, and he's been dead for like 20 years. I think it's such a different ask that my brain instantly is like, yeah, this is not true. Like this is not real.
It's just because he's dead. It doesn't actually.
I don't know,
bad.
but I feel like even without knowing that, I could still be like, that is not a real person.
There's no way you would have mentioned. There's no way you would have paid that much attention. Come on, like I can't tell. Every time you say something looks bad, I never see it.
At this point,
I just see a CGI person. Like I don't see a real person when I see him there.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is something for Star Wars specifically. They don't want to recast anyone ever for any reason, which I don't like. You know, and that's led to, you know, Carrie Fisher is like a weird robot who just says random phrases that sort of relate to what Rey's saying in Episode 9, and it leads to Luke is a fucking robot. He looks like
they
a Disney
use the
animatronic.
random phrases they had from the Force Awakens cut material, and then they were like, we'll just write everything around that.
Yeah. Rey's like,
you don't have to worry about that anymore, because in the future they'll just deepfake the voice perfectly, and you'll never have to worry about it. You know, it'll sound just like her.
Yeah.
You're looking forward to that? Wow.
No,
someday.
not at all. I would rather take what we got than
you're fine with how they recut everything around.
It's still bad.
It's fucking. I mean, it's just like I think it even worse than the Carrie Fisher one, because that, you know, like recasting her would be a weird thing to do, I guess, for that movie specifically. But there's sort like why get Mark Hamill to do like have his weird voice all robot-y and stuff to like de-age it and everything, and have him show up in all these fucking shows, and it's like it's ballooning the budget. They got a guy with like that they're deep faking over who already looks like him. Like
it can't balloon the budget that much, all right? Like he's made voices in regular show. I'm pretty sure Mark Hamill is affordable, all right?
It is way more to get Mark Hamill's voice and likeness and everything like that and go over like this other actor than it is to just have that other actor play him and stuff. Like have this stunt casted guy who looks like Mark Hamill.
Nobody would know who that is.
If you dress him like Luke Skywalker, they'll know he's Luke Skywalker.
Dressing Luke Skywalker.
That's the important part.
No, they'll think he's Green Akbar. Okay, it's not gonna work.
I mean, they did try to recast with Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo.
That's true.
But then when that movie failed, they were like,
"Oh God,
we're never doing this ever again."
that might be why. I guess.
If they had deepfaked him, he might have actually played well.
Yeah,
he did a really good job.
Yeah, he wasn't like
stuck with it.
Harrison Ford's very distinctive, so he would be, I think, harder to recast for than like and get it exact the way that I think you could for Luke. I think you could get someone who's basically exactly the same, but like and he was still
I think
close.
honestly,
They played a convincing
Harrison
version of the character.
is one of the worst jobs they could possibly give somebody, to be like, be young Harrison Ford.
Yeah,
like everybody else is infinitely easier to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's Star Wars. They did it already. They had Obi-Wan. They got a guy who looked like fucking Alec Guinness, but really young, and he was perfect the whole way through. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, but that was okay because he's like 30 years younger. It's fine.
He's like 20 years younger in Solo and stuff, and that, I mean, it worked, I thought, for that movie. So, and I don't know, they just won't do it.
That was not he was not the problem in that movie.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I guess not.
And same with Lando. The fucking that's I forget his name.
Yeah, that
He's
was
the
a
guy.
good recast as well.
Yeah, he's like a famous guy. He's even just a famous guy who's
comedian,
already.
right?
Yeah.
He's a yeah. Why don't
Don
I remember?
Glover.
Yeah,
Don Glover.
yeah, and he was great in that. And they should fucking do that Lando show with him because he's great. So.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And also, he
Can't
should show up
imagine
in
a
Spider-Man
Lando
4
show.
as the Prowler again.
Prowler.
Yeah.
No, he should be the Hypno Hustler.
No, oh my god. They gotta get that done, yeah. Oh man. I really hope there's a good Sony rep in fucking Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
They get
Morbius
Bad Bunny in
comes out.
there. Yeah.
Oh man, can't wait.
Um,
All right, so what's your rating of this movie, Purple? All right, it's time.
I gave it a 3 out of 5. It's
Well,
like a
that's
6.
Not so bad, I guess.
Or no, I gave it a 5 out of, or 2.5 out of 5. Yeah.
Well, that's insane.
That's wait. That's a half-star difference. It can't be that insane if one of them is okay.
Wait. Well, it's a 5 out of 10. It's pretty weak.
Yeah, but it looks really
You-
nice.
You'd prefer half of all movies over this? Are you kidding me?
Probably. I guess. I don't know.
I mean, that's what that rating means. Yeah, you gonna watch like, God, what are movies that you hate? You gonna watch those over that?
Listen, it's the same thing I gave The Lost World, Jurassic Park, Ant-Man 1, and Fan 4 Stick. So
Ant-Man
you know.
1. Oh my
Honestly,
God.
Fan
Yeah.
4 Stick is too high in that case.
it probably.
Ant-Man 1
I
is
was really
amazing.
surprised by how not like abysmal it was compared to the way people talk about it. I guess, but
I think that movie is pretty dreary throughout even the first half of it, but like there's something to it that's interesting.
yeah, like
But
I
by the
genuinely
second
like
half
the
of it-
first like.
By
act
the
of
second
it or
half of
whatever.
it, it's just like terrible.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
The
Wow.
reshoots
so
are
this is
so
on the
evident
same
in that.
ratio. Damn.
You know.
How dare you?
Well, with this, it's like for me, it's very middle of the road because the visuals are so good, and there's like a lot of good ideas and good elements in the thing that they were working on here, and then there's just no interesting characters at all whatsoever for me. So it's just like a very
I
split.
think Galen Ursa is interesting. I mean, I know he's not on screen very often, but
Yeah,
It's Mads
and I
Mikkelsen,
think
and
so.
that's fun.
Him, yeah, Mads Mikkelsen is great. I say Ben Mendelsohn is fun as the he's kind of the middle manager who's like stuck right underneath Vader and Palpatine, and like really trying to make an impression and really trying to get some power, but he's kind of like come as far as he's gonna ever be, and
Yeah.
he's like struggling against that. I like that as for an Imperial villain.
Yeah, he's fun.
Yeah.
That's where you're stuck.
Yeah, all the Imperial stuff is really good. Like, your bar is way too high, Purple. What?
I don't know.
So I want to talk about some of the visual effects here
Yeah.
because what they did for the Star Destroyers and I think at least parts of the Death Star, when you see like shots of like the Star Destroyers going by, those ships originally were like cobbled together with like these model kits that came out with these like little pieces that they kind of just cobbled together originally.
Yeah, they greenwalled
And
them.
what they did for this movie was they scanned all of those individual pieces and then essentially put them back together in the computer to make these like
God.
super good looking Star Destroyers in this movie. Like
Okay.
everything visually looks so fucking good because they basically just like redid it just in the computer.
That would be how you do it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, like reassemble the model
Yeah,
that way
yeah.
and stuff. That's very neat. And
That
I mean, it
sounds like
pays
so
off
much
because those
work.
things look they look real when you look at them. Like
Yeah,
it's
the
just-
lighting of it looks great. Like just
Yeah.
everything there.
Yeah, and they make sure they put all sorts of like, oh, they're always coming out of the shadow of some planet or something. So there's always
Right,
cool lighting on them.
And then they have the one of them being disabled and being rammed into the other one, and then rammed into the shield. That
Yeah, that's a fun bit.
that was so good.
That's so good.
Is that a lore problem though?
Why would it be?
I don't know. No one complained about this one, but then everyone complained in 8 when she does the hyper drive into the thing. So,
Well, they didn't use hyperdrive. They just manually
Yeah.
shifted it.
but wouldn't they have a good shield or something that makes them not just fall into each other? I don't know.
I mean, I guess
Shields
not.
are for like energy attacks, not direct like.
Okay.
No,
Well,
that's
I mean,
not
I don't
right.
ram
because-
something.
We see specifically the shield in this movie like deflect ships.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's
this isn't a
planetary
problem I
shield.
have. This is a hypothetical. This is me being mad that people don't have a problem with it when they do have a problem with the other thing that I think is also cool.
Uh-huh.
So
The planetary shield is cast from a ship, though.
yeah.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's created from the donuts in space that they fight.
Oh
The
yeah, the
shield,
ship
yeah.
around the. Well, no, but the shield. I mean, for the shield for the Star Destroyer though, they don't have a physical one. They just have a laser shield, or I guess.
I mean, like that's not a physical shield, is it?
They
The
must. The
planetary
Star Destroyers
shield?
must have shields for like each individual one or whatever. There's like, the
Yeah.
shields are down on the big one right now in the 6th movie.
Well, I guess the thing with those shields is probably like the mass of whatever it is. So, I guess a whole Star Destroyer would be pretty hard to deflect in that case. Even though like the actual force generated would only be as much as that little ship can output, but still.
Maybe. Oh, the thing I
well.
remember people having a problem with was the Star Destroyer parking over the city. Because why didn't they do that in Empire and stuff?
Well, I guess they learned their lesson.
I mean, I think it's I don't know. I like just the visual of them like parked over a whole town and stuff because they're that big. That's very cool.
Who would they park over in Empire? I guess they.
Like at the start.
I've never cared, and part of the thing is like the internal logic of these movies. Like I think internally it should stick together, but it does not have to abide by any kind of like real world logic.
Yeah.
There's like sound in space, and there's all kinds of nonsense that happens. They're literally inside of a creature in episode 5 that's like
Oh,
in
yeah.
vacuum of space, and it does not create like a atmosphere of its own, or it shouldn't. And
Yeah, they just
all
walk
they have is
around
the
on
little
the floor.
breath masks on.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's I think it's you could explain it. The reason they don't go down on Hoth or whatever at the start of that with the Star Destroyer and just drop people out of it. They could be worried that they have some big weapon that could take it down or something, because they're not like expecting
makes sense.
resistance from this little religious village and stuff,
Yeah.
so-
Also,
Mhm.
also they had like troops in there, so like they would definitely be comfortable parking it there.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And there's the one game where you play the really overpowered guy and he pulls the Star Destroyer down to the planet and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's really fun. So
Yeah, or Ray. Ray does that too.
does she? I don't remember.
What?
think,
No, she
right?
doesn't. What are you talking about?
Was that not a Star Destroyer? I know she definitely takes a really big ship and just stops it from taking off.
I think Kylo Ren stopped a ship take off in 9 at some point. He like held it for a second.
No, he held a small one. I think she held a really
No,
big.
they both held a small one, like together.
Oh yeah, because she was
From
trying to
taking
push
off.
it off
And
or
it's the one
something,
that's
and he
Chewie's
was
on.
trying to.
No, it's the one that
Oh.
Chewie's on.
Yeah, and then she shoots
She thinks
lightning at it
Chewie's
by
on it.
accident. Yeah, and then
Yeah,
it blows up.
yeah. Struggle to remember.
Whatever this
Rise of
fucking
Skywalker.
movie. Yeah, that's a good sequence though. When they think Chewbacca's dead for 5 minutes for no reason. Just
Okay, I gotta look this scene up. I swear she took like a big ship. Okay.
It's a War of the Worlds level fake out, is what it is, really.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a 2-minute scene. If only YouTube would actually do its job and play.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's a we'll get to those movies someday. But yeah, I think I remember for some reason Vader doing the thing at the end of this when the Tantive tries to take off. I remember him holding that, but I think he does that in the Obi-Wan show. He holds.
No,
the
that's in
one
the
ship.
Obi-Wan show. Yeah.
Yeah, and he like pulls it apart and stuff, and then they comically have a
then
second one
they take
hidden
off.
behind it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The insane shit that Star Wars constantly pulls off, and it's like, it just kills me that they think that stuff's effective or worth doing.
Yeah, and they keep
They just have to
going.
write better shit. Is the thing. Like,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
can
yeah.
do that in a way that they tricked Vader and it seems serious, but it just is so funny that there's a ship right there, right out of sight, that neither
It's just
Vader
behind
nor
the
us
other
even
one.
saw.
And they don't know. He doesn't
Yeah.
notice. Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
funny. And he doesn't do the same thing to that one. He just, because he ran out of force power. He wasted it on the decoy. So, yeah. That fucking show. But yeah. I mean, that's really the case for all of Star Wars, is they just need to write better things. Because Andor is like very successful and acclaimed, and everyone loves it. And it's not because they put Darth Vader in it or whatever. It's because like it's well written and people really like it.
Yeah.
I think just do that with the movies.
Andor like specifically does such a good job of treating the setting of Star Wars as if it's a real place. Like there's, in the first couple episodes, there's scenes that take place in the Imperial Security Bureau offices, and as soon as that started, I was just like, yes, this is exactly what I've wanted from this franchise for forever. I knew that if someone actually took this shit seriously and actually put effort into, like, we can actually write characters that have conversations with one another. And then, so like, one of the problems is some people are like, oh, well, Andor makes Rogue One even better because now we have all the backing for the characters. And I understand that, like, yeah, having backing for Cassian Andor's character makes him better in this show or in this movie. But the problem is we go from having such in-depth, incredibly well-written characters to then in Rogue One, everybody's like a sketch of a character, and like it happens so fast. And so you go from very slow-paced, very good writing, incredibly well done, to fast-paced bad writing. It just does not, like, I literally stopped watching the last episode of Andor and then went right into Rogue One, and the comparison there was not good for Rogue One, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I binged Andor's finale, and then like way later I saw Rogue One again now, I guess. So what do you remember what exactly the finale was of Andor?
What do you mean what exactly it was? I mean, they find information about Tivik, the guy who Cassian kills at the beginning of this movie. They find that there's some information about the Death Star that they need to follow up on, which is what leads them to do that in the beginning of this movie. So it kind of like leads right into Rogue One.
Yeah, it was pretty cool how like the whole train of how the guy leaked the data from about the Death Star, and then I guess he was killed by his superior officer, but I guess he already leaked it at that point. That was really good. But then I don't really remember the final episode itself that much. I guess binging it was not a good idea.
I mean, spoilers.
I'll binge it all.
Spoilers for you, Purple. But at the end of the show, it's revealed that Cassian has a son with Bix. Bix is raising his son on the planet that she's at.
Oh yeah, I wonder if there'd be anything about that later.
Yeah.
Wait, is he anyone we know about later?
No, not yet.
Okay, he's not one of the characters. All right.
Nope. I hope he never is. He should just remain happily living in peace.
Wow. But he could be so great. You can come back, Purple.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, there's I only heard like half of that at the end there, so I'll be fine to watch it now.
Yeah, definitely watch the show because it's very good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
After Alien Earth, maybe. I guess this movie overall, it's not terrible, but it just doesn't grasp me in any real way. I don't know.
Wow.
I initially pretty much loved this movie just because it was exploring aspects of the Star Wars universe that I wanted to see on screen for a while. But the more I kind of dig into it and see the flaws, I think like the first third of this movie is such a mess. Like they're just jumping around to all these random places and introducing tons of characters, and it's really hard to keep track of if you're not like super deep into Star Wars. So that's such a bad way to start off just immediately. But there is stuff to really dig about this. I think it looks amazing. I think the aesthetics that they're able to capture from the original trilogy, while making a movie in the mid 2010s, is really well done. I think like even the stuff with they reuse footage from episode 4 at the end of the movie. They've got like fighter pilots from the 70s that they're intersplicing footage of, which is interesting. You didn't notice that?
No, I didn't. That's cool though. Is that like gold? Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I didn't know. I honestly, I just assumed those guys died and they got new gold leader by the time the other movie takes place. But,
yeah, I thought so too. Damn, that's. I thought that was just like
footage from the 70s.
Yeah, I just thought that was like their go-to distinction, of gold leader.
Yeah.
Wow, so
I mean, I think
those
it's
specific guys every time.
I think it's quite a testament to this movie that you guys did not notice that. It just kind of like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the whole movie did look pretty retro, so that made sense.
Yeah, the aesthetic they capture is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, the Star Wars universe, there is a lot to do and a lot of lore and a lot of depth to it. Like they're just I was watching this with my dad, and he made some offhand comment about the little like cylinders that they all have in their pockets and stuff for the Empire guys. Cylinders. Yeah, and I look it up. There's a whole fucking article about those code cylinders and what they do and what their function is. And it's like, all this stuff has been very,
they're
very
keys
in-depth.
/ flash drives, right?
Something like that. Yeah, I didn't look too close because we were watching the movie, but it's neat. And there is a lot of potential, I think, to make good Star Wars stuff. And every once in a while they keep doing it. Like every 5 years, there's something neat, or at least a lot of people like. But the rest of the time, they're pumping out slop for it. So
I didn't enjoy it as much as when I first saw it, but I think this movie is still pretty good. It's crazy that you can't acknowledge how good it is.
It's better than like the most of the shows and like some of the other movies and stuff. I feel like I would like this more than Force Awakens if I rewatched Force Awakens as well. And definitely more than 9.
Because Force Awakens is an atrocity.
I mean, I haven't seen it in a while. I remember just liking it because it was like the old one, but I was like 12 when it came out, so I don't know.
Yeah. If you're a child and you're watching that, I think it's fine to be like, yeah, this is great.
And I think, if the next ones were universally beloved, and I think even after 8, if they just stuck the landing with 9, I think we could allow them the freebie of episode 7 being really, really derivative, because it is like, just get people back into the swing of the series after 20 years.
Like it's just so bad that there was so much effort into putting this really cool universe together, and then it's just like, yep, full reset, everything's like how it was, but now everything's slightly bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, so bad.
The fact that no one likes the sequels also means that there's you can't really go forward in the canon because no one cares or will buy anything set in that time period.
They didn't go forward. They just
told
the same story again. They didn't go forward. I don't know. I mean, I guess it kind of ruined a lot, but I don't know.
Just like timeline wise, like no one, like people aren't gonna buy First Order stuff versus like regular stormtroopers or whatever. So really, they got to bank off of prequel nostalgia, and everything has to be set right after Episode 6, and that's just where Star Wars is gonna live for a while, I think. Unless maybe that Rey solo movie they keep talking about, if that comes out and people like it, yeah.
I mean, that would be the best. I wish Rey would be really popular. I would love it.
They need to do something drastically different with that if they're going to keep things going here. You can't just do the Empire and have that be the thing.
We'll see how Mandalorian and Grogu goes as well.
I mean, I'd be fine with having like an Empire, but like just redoing like all of the things that happened in the movie and
literally just having a Death Star again.
Another fucking Death Star was so stupid. It's like it never worked. It's so easy to blow up. Please.
I really like that. The thing people kept talking about with like Rey would be a gray Jedi or whatever, and she sort of embraces both sides of it, and there's some balance there. I think
they
that
kind of vaguely do that in the original script for.
Are they even great Jedi, or are they just like good Jedi that are actually cool? Like, aren't they would Rey ever do anything that's morally gray?
Well, it's not like moral gray. It's sort of just like put together, because even in the how evil the Sith are, there's some decent concepts in there probably, and you want to get rid of all the stupid dogma from the Jedi. It's just sort of
there are no decent concepts. The whole thing about the Force is that like when you turn evil, then you just want to kill people.
Well, thematically the idea of bringing together the good elements of things and whatever, and just getting sort of reforming the past a little bit.
According
I like
to the
that idea.
Jedi, you should not have romantic relationships, and you should not be too attached to people.
And they were right. It didn't work.
Well, but that just made that guy keep it all a secret and stuff, and his life sucked, and then he turned evil.
Make it work. Like nobody gave a shit about his wife. He didn't like the secrecy was no big deal. Like the only thing is that
no, Florian, Episode 6, The Return of the Jedi, the core idea there is that Luke throws away the shit that the Jedi were trying to teach, saying that you could not be too attached to somebody because it's too dangerous, and saying, I love my father enough to at least forgive some of his crimes and know that there's a good person in him. Like, the Jedi were trying to have him kill his father outright, but he said, no, I care enough about him, and I'm going to use that emotional connection to my advantage. Like, everything that comes after is bullshit, and I'm not talking about Episode 8 here. I love Episode 8. But, like, The Mandalorian, where he's like, Baby Yoda, you have to give up being with the Mandalorian. You cannot have, like, somehow they turn him into an automaton off of Return of the Jedi. But that entire movie's premise is that the Jedi are wrong.
Yeah. Like, the long arc of the series, and I think this is like a good George Lucas idea, is that like there's this, you got to let loose some of these dogmatical, like, crappy systems and just reform them, take what works, and sort of pave a new way forward, and that's sort of the implication that Luke was going to do.
That's what Episode 8 is about.
Yeah,
Episode
exactly.
8 is about Luke Skywalker watching the prequels and realizing, oh, shit was not as good as I thought they were cooked up to be. And we need to have some serious discussions about how the Jedi are going to be going forward.
Yeah, and Episode 9 should have been about, doing that. Rey should have followed that path and done that instead of just, I am all the Jedi, and then she lasers him.
Luke Skywalker goes a little bit doomer for just a couple years, but then he is rescued from his doomer arc by Rey.
Yeah, and that could have been very good, but
that would have been nice.
But nerds got mad. Okay, fucking Mahler made a 5-hour video about it, and they freaked out and put Palpatine
and they completely
back.
changed their course. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that really what happened?
I do think that a lot of it comes down to Disney being stupid. Like, it's their fault that those movies that 9 turned out the way it did, at the end of the day. But I think the people being so mad about 8 and some of these like choices that I think are just very good. Like, people are so mad about the way that they handled Luke, and I think the like violent reception to it is the main reason why Disney changed course on it so hard. So
people see Luke as their like Superman character, where it's like they have such specific ideas of what that character should do, and if he even like goes in one different direction than what they thought, they get very angry about it.
Yeah, and I think it's an interesting angle that he's like, he loses his way a little bit, and he has to be re-inspired, and then in turn inspire everyone else. That's like a really nice ending to that character.
That's a classic storytelling maneuver with like King Arthur, where it's like King Arthur loses a lot of his prestige and a lot of his ability and power, and he has to kind of grapple with what his life is like now. And that's just how these classic stories go. Like,
but
once you've won the day at the very end, you don't just keep winning the day until the very last breath you take.
King Arthur dies. What are you talking about?
And eventually, Luke died in 8 and stuff with the same. Yeah. He sacrificed
King
himself.
Arthur dies really young. It was all uphill until he tragically died. There was no self-doubt in King Arthur at any point. Right?
I'm not up on my King Arthur lore, so I don't actually know.
Like the whole thing about him is that he fights the big bad, and then they both stab each other at the same time. Yeah.
I don't know.
And also he got cucked by his best friend, I guess.
Well, that's not.
People don't bring up the cucking enough.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Fisher King. I thought King Arthur was the Fisher King. I think
No.
that's like a reading people put onto that, but it's
Who is the Fisher King? Am I out of the loop?
Not
in
a loop on your-
Arthurian mythology. It's a king who was stabbed through his thigh, and he's like lost all of his power and prestige, and he's just kind of like
Oh.
sitting there fishing.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess that's definitely not King Arthur.
I mean, there's like it's a like a messiah kind of thing, that at a certain point they kind of lose their way and stuff. And I know like Dune kind of puts a twist on
Yeah.
it where nothing good happens after that for Dune, I guess, until much later on. But like that's what's going to be in Messiah, is they're going to have his sort of fall from grace and stuff as well. So that'll be neat to see. But
Man, they
there's-
should really do a new King Arthur. Like, there's so much in that universe that could be so good if it was like Game of Thrones.
I would watch if they did like a Robert Eggers King Arthur trilogy with like $100 million
no.
budget.
Not Robert Eggers.
Well, yeah, and they made it a big like a Lord of the Rings level spectacle and stuff. That would be cool. I'd watch that.
I'd rather see like a Game of Thrones type show about it rather that
And
goes
that
on
too.
forever.
Yeah. But anyway, are we at the end of our Rogue One discussion? We got.
I guess so.
I think so.
I can't wait till we do
Do we
more
like the
Star Wars,
droid?
I
Do we like
guess.
K2SO?
No.
Oh yeah, he's
not really.
amazing.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
He's not that funny.
Okay.
I didn't care for
He's
him.
not that funny.
No.
Fucking Mecha
You don't like when he
Godzilla
drops
overshot
the
and
guy.
joy
Godzilla's
over here.
hilarious.
When they're like,
Yeah, hilarious. I sure love that he's shooting missiles out of his fingers and has
Exactly. Yeah.
nothing going on at all. That's really cool.
Purple, you don't like it when he like drops their bags, like they give him their bags, and he's just kind of like, all right, and then he just drops them.
That bit's okay. And when he tries to like
Too
bullshit his way
sassy.
with the stormtroopers, that's okay too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he
You know.
immediately gives up on it and just beats them up. Yeah.
Oh, and also Darth Vader, I think living in a little castle is very lame. I don't care for that at all.
Wow, why is that lame?
He's fucking.
Was he-
He's a.
But
He's a robot man. He shouldn't live in a fucking stupid little Sauron castle on that planet.
No, he's got a cool castle.
I hate it.
Yeah,
It's so
he's had
dumb.
it.
He's had a
castle.
castle for a long fucking time.
I'm sure
I
that's
was-
in
I
the
was-
EU as
far
well,
all
and
the
that's
time,
no
but-
good. Okay,
Yeah.
it would have been bad
got
then
Bast.
in the 80s.
He's got Bast Castle in the EU.
That
yeah,
sucks.
it's cool. I was kind of confused by this here. I thought he flew somewhere with his castle, but I guess the other guy visited
He
him in his
flew
castle.
somewhere?
I thought his castle was like his spaceship or something. I don't know.
He
I
should
don't
have
know.
a private fucking spaceship. Okay, that's because he's
Yeah,
a spaceman.
definitely.
He shouldn't just live on Mustafar forever in a tank. Why even build the fucking castle there if you're just gonna live in the tank forever?
I like how he says he's building a boarding party, and then it's just him slicing everyone up.
I mean, believe it or not, Colonel, there is an entire comic arc from the Darth Vader series from Charles Soule where it deals with how he built his castle and what, like, it's basically like built on a like a site of ancient power.
Is
and
it on, like,
it's
Sith
also
ley
right
lines
next to
or
where he
something?
fucking yeah, and then it's also like right next to where his fucking legs got cut off, and he was like
yeah.
whining on the side of the lava bed. Funnily enough, it's very hard to tell in that movie, but the beginning of episode 9 takes place on Mustafar, right outside of Vader's castle, when Kylo Ren is killing all those guys and
But there's trees there
gets
now.
the little yeah, there are trees now. That's
cool.
actually
Wow.
tied into all the lore that they've established here now. Is
You
that
could make a whole other movie out of shit they cut out of 9, and just like have an
Yeah.
extended intro and stuff, and then just not even reuse like the other locations and stuff. Like you could cut out all those cities, and they probably filmed like 20 other scenes on different planets and stuff, and you could just recobble a movie out of those.
I guess it really is a shame that 9 didn't make the landing. How we could have had so much other Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh well, I guess going back to the roots in Rogue One is still really good though, so that was nice.
They'll keep making more, and they'll keep coming back to Empire time period because everyone likes that one, and they'll keep going back to the prequels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, will they? How much did they go back to the prequels? I guess we had the
with
Bad
Obi-Wan
Batch.
and Ahsoka and stuff. They got
And
little
yeah.
flashbacks. Yeah.
Yeah, but Ahsoka got cancelled, right?
I don't know. I didn't
No,
watch
it's
that
got
one.
a second season filming right now.
Oh god,
What?
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember
Yeah,
something got
even-
cancelled.
Even
Oh,
Ray
and
Winstone even died, and they
Acolyte got
replaced him with the Hound from Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, no, it's the Acolyte that could cancel. That's a shame because
Yeah.
that was a good
Yeah,
show.
Acolyte got canceled.
That
Oh,
one
well,
was.
that's good. At least Ahsoka's coming back, even though that took forever, I guess.
They tried something with Acolyte. They tried a new vision of like in the past,
Yeah.
distant-ish past
And
or
I liked
whatever.
Well, it was too woke, apparently.
They should have given it more time.
Well, they should have
I'll
made
Give
it
it a
less
couple
woke, I
seasons to
guess.
see if people like it more.
They put
Maybe.
black people in it, and if you make a show with black people, you're gonna get
Well-
internet
well-
people flip out forever
Well,
for no
gay
reason.
black
so-
people, like really random lesbians, you know.
I don't know. I feel like I did not watch that show, but that all seemed very silly when people were getting mad about that whole thing.
Well, you should watch the show then because like it is very woke.
That's fine. You can people can make woke things.
No, they don't need to, okay? Like sometimes like when it's too obvious, then you just shouldn't do it, okay? Like if you have like a little woke message in it, that's cool, but it's just like, hey guys, look what I made. It's a gay lesbian in space. Oh, and she's not even black, she's like green or whatever, and her hair is like half cut off. Like, why? Can you show a little
why not?
restraint? Can you just show
why
a
is
little-
why is restraint needed, Florian?
Well,
Because it's not your experience specifically.
No, I mean I'm into that shit. I'm like, I like women with short hair. Like, please, for me, yes, but like the thing is that it's obvious that they're just checking the boxes that they think were missing from the source material. Like, oh, there wasn't enough gay lesbian stuff like that, so here it is. Here's like way too much of it, and
I
then
think
it
if
wasn't
they-
popular.
How do you
But-
define way too much of it, Florian?
Well, like how many white people?
Any
are
of
in
it
the-
at all?
How many white people are in the Acolyte?
They can.
Like,
I mean,
How many white people are
what's
in
her
Black
name is
Panther?
white?
That's just what the movie they're making is. It's fine.
okay, so I guess that the thing
Trinity
here
is
like,
white.
no, it
um,
has to be white men actually.
White men.
Yeah, like the target
Plague
Why
is
is
in
that?
that.
Why is that the like?
What?
like it's the white man. Why is that the?
Well, because white men are like naturally occurring, and if you are making
In space? What?
no, shut up. If you specifically make a show where the people, there could be white people and there could be men, but there cannot be white men, then you have gone too far. Okay, like.
That's insane.
Well, no, it isn't because like they specifically decided that it has to be that way. That like white men wouldn't
Florian,
be.
The
like, a
original
major
Star
part of
Wars
it.
is filled wall to wall basically with white men.
Exactly.
Where is the natural occurrence there?
Well, it's in the same universe. How do you figure that now?
So,
now they're
Florian,
just all gone.
in episode 5, when Lando Calrissian walked onto screen, did you scoff and say, "Ugh, well, there have been nothing but white men up to this point. Why is there a black man on my screen?"
What do you think that it should just be more and more rare as we go on for there to be white men?
No, but
That's
certain different stories are going to deal with different parts of the galaxy where there are different people.
If they
And
wanna-
they just happen to be like gay and
You just want homogeny. You
black.
just want like everyone is a white male because that's what it's always been.
Why are you acting so stupidly? No, I just told you that I like the lesbians, okay? I just think that maybe you should try a little harder and make it like so that other people will enjoy it too, you know? I mean, obviously it didn't work. Obviously, if you make
Stuff has
if you
already
make-
been made for that audience.
yeah, and it doesn't work. Okay, like if you cut out that audience, then you'll just have no one watching your show.
I don't know what
I-
numbers it made or whatever, but like there's fucking the Black
Well,
Panther
enough to be
movie made $1
cancelled.
billion. You know, they can sometimes someone's black and they want to make a show with black people in it and stuff. You know, that's fine.
Well, yeah, I didn't say anything about Black Panther, did I?
I don't know. Like I just
No,
didn't,
but
that's
Star
you know
Wars
it's
does
an
not
example.
have to be a white white race. Doesn't have to be an Aryan picture of perfect.
Well, no, but like maybe a few white men, huh? Maybe.
I mean, I think it's if they want to, they can just cast it how they want. I'm fine with that. I don't mind.
Yeah. Well, that's stupid, okay? Because like obviously
Florian
they had to
says
cancel
there
it.
must be at least 5 white men in every Star Wars production from here on
You
out.
could stop. Both of you could stop acting offended, okay? Like it didn't work out, all right?
No, I'm not acting offended. I'm actually offended that you think that there should be a certain number of white men in every production in order for it to do any kind of popularity.
But that's how it is. Like I also think that they should stop running
The
women for
Mandalorian, the
president
most
because they
popular
never
Disney
get
Plus
votes.
show ever, is Pedro Pascal, who is not a white man.
Oh,
a
he's white
puppet.
passing.
Fuck you, dude. He is not white passing. Come on.
Well, I don't know. I guess he does well. I mean, they had the fucking guy from Squid Games, and he hardly even spoke English. All right. Maybe they have to learn English, and then it works. I don't know.
Most of the people in Acolyte were native English speakers, right? I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Yeah,
Well,
he's
he
talking about the
was.
screen actor.
Okay.
yeah, the Squid Game guy.
I don't know. I think like we're at a point they make so many fucking movies and shows and stuff. If they want to make a show that has like all black people or whatever, like I'm not bothered as long as it's like a good show or whatever.
I mean, you're not gonna watch The Acolyte.
Well, that's because I don't like Star Wars very much, though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch
why, okay.
I'm gonna get to watch Sinners later this year or something. You know, I haven't watched it yet. I didn't see it in the theater, but I'm gonna go watch it. I'm gonna watch the next Jordan Peele movie. Okay.
Pretty sure that had white men in it. Okay.
I've heard they like shoot the KKK vampires or something, right? Is that
Hell
what you're
yeah.
talking about?
That's
Okay,
pretty
well,
epic. At least
yeah.
the bad guys got to be white men. Come on.
are the-
What are the
Okay.
bad guys in Acolyte? Okay, I guess there's like the one main bad guy. I guess he
I
is
don't know.
white. Okay, maybe
He's
I'm
not a
wrong.
white man. No,
No, what is he?
he's Asian.
Wow. Okay, I guess he's pretty cool.
Yeah. Florian, I do not understand your argument here, especially because you're like, I'm fine with it though. Like,
Well, you're the one
I-
who's acting like it's not woke. Like, do you really think that the
What
writers
what
of
does
the show-
woke mean? Woke
Are you
means
actually
anyone
gonna
who's
play
not
that
white
one right
and
now?
a male?
Do you actually not know what woke means?
Yeah, but woke is literally anyone who's not a white man being cast in something is woke.
Well, no, it's like exclusively no white men. Like if you try really hard not to do any white men, that's when it's woke.
So what's the opposite of that, Florian?
I don't know, just like a representative sample of the population would be cast.
I don't want them
What?
to pull out the fucking statistics and stuff when
Well,
they're casting these
they
movies.
have pulled out the statistics and they've tried to exclude white men. Okay, like that's what they did.
So, Florian, would you say that everyone else was excluded from A New Hope? Because everyone there is white. Do you think everyone else was excluded?
What do you think?
I think they were, yes, because the population of the UK was not 100% white when they were making that movie.
The UK?
I don't. Well, yeah, that's where they
Yeah, a
filmed
lot
it.
of the
I don't-
actors they hired, and that's where they filmed it for the most part.
I
And
don't
also,
think
they
they
were filming in
intentionally-
Tunisia.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
I don't think they
Well, yeah,
cast
but-
fucking Star Wars like intentionally to be like all white people or whatever. I think it's just like back then there just were not probably a lot of like black actors working in the UK or whatever. You know,
Yeah,
like that's probably just the case there.
Yeah, I mean, it was just made by white people. It makes sense that it would end up that way.
And I think if you're creating something today, it's perfectly fine to include everyone else and not be like, oh, we need a couple of white guys in here. We need to have that.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's nothing
like,
wrong with doing that.
Well, I think there is because, like, all you do is you end up, like, taking all the white guys and they're just, like, behind the camera now. Like, you're not going to have a movie that's made by
No,
all
they were
the
not in this
minorities.
case. In the
Really?
case of Acolyte, they were not.
You don't think there were white cameramen? What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know about the cameraman. I'm talking about the directors specifically.
Okay. I mean, if you get, like, a crew of white people to film your movie about, like, diverse people, I don't know, that seems weird to me. Don't you
I'm looking up I'm looking up the director here. This has gone way too
director
far.
of photography.
Leslie Headland directed the first 2 episodes. She's a woman. Kogonada directed 2 episodes. He's a Japanese man.
Where was it
let me just
filmed?
make sure he's Japanese. Where was the show filmed?
Yeah.
Probably in like LA or something.
No, I think they went. I think it was filmed in the UK actually.
Yeah, so they would have like
in Berkshire.
Most of the people that were like not named in the cast, they would have been white, right?
Berkshire, Portugal.
Like they would hire all the cameramen and they would all be white.
Well, since the 70s, there's been a lot. Like, people get on planes and they go and live in the UK and stuff. Like, there's probably a lot more diversity of actors and stuff in the UK.
And all
than
those
there was.
people are the ones that end up working on this. Okay.
I don't particularly mind if they didn't do like colorblind casting for it either. Honestly, like that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if it's colorblind, that would be fine. But they specifically tried to not make it colorblind. They like specifically made it woke.
I'm okay. Like if you want to make a movie about black people and stuff or whatever, like that's you can make that. There's a whole lot of
of
movies
course you
to be
can,
made.
but it's not like that's gonna work well to just like put that into Star Wars. I don't know.
Sinners is one of the most popular movies this year, man.
Yeah.
Is it part of Star Wars?
Well, Star Wars is a problem because
I
Star
don't
Wars has
think-
been inconsistent or bad for like 15 years now. So like they've got their own issues to deal with for that whole.
And besides,
franchise.
Sinners doesn't like act like we got like a fantasy planet full of like random colored people. Like Sinners is in a part of U.S. history, right? Like that seems fine.
Well, why couldn't the
Star
fake
Wars is a
thing
fictional
also be?
setting where they can make up whatever they want.
Okay. I mean, that doesn't seem like that worked out too well for the Acolyte.
I mean, I think the Acolyte did fairly well considering the time it came out, because nothing on Disney Plus was performing that well. It outperformed everything else on Disney Plus. I'm not saying it did well, but it outperformed everything else that was on Disney Plus at the same time and appeared on the top 10 Nielsen ratings site. It was not as popular as other Star Wars shows, I'll give you that, but I think a lot of stuff that's new and needs to build an audience needs time.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe.
especially because the Acolyte it is in such a different like time period and stuff. There's not a whole lot of There's like what was that fucking guy's name, Coyote Mundi? People were upset that his age was wrong or something. Yeah, but there's not a lot of connection there. Yeah, because there was like some obscure book where it said his age in it, and people were mad that he was like alive or that
a book
age
that
or
had been
whatever.
decanonized by that time.
Yeah, but
Wow.
and that's but it's like there's not a lot of like connective tissue from that. It's not like with Mandalorian where you can really advertise the TIE fighters and the all the Imperial guys and stuff, and Baby Yoda. Like it's very kind of off in its own kind of corner of the universe. So I think it was always gonna struggle compared to some of those other ones, like compared to Obi-Wan maybe, and shows that have more recognizable characters. But like they probably should have let it keep going. I think critically it was pretty well received as far as
of course it was, but I mean, it probably would have been equally so if it had white people in it,
And if it's a good show, probably. Like it's it's like it says here they gave it $230 million. That's probably a bad idea if you want to keep the show running for a long time, I guess.
Yeah,
But,
maybe 150 would have been better.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know why they would just specifically choose to just like have like no white men in it for no reason. Like, I just don't get that. Like, it's part of Star Wars.
That's
whatever.
I mean, it's just who the characters happen to be. Or
Yeah,
there's like
happens to be okay. Come on, man. It obviously written that way on purpose.
Well, yeah, that's fine. I just don't see why that would be a problem. That they wrote these characters to be like black people, or because like the point of the art is that it sort of reflects to some degree the world that we're living in. If it's got like a commentary angle to it, I haven't seen the Acolyte, so I'm struggling in this conversation a little bit. Yeah.
So the commentary angle is that like, if there's white people in it, they gotta be women. That's the commentary, huh?
I don't know. Whatever
and
it
gay.
is.
They
I
gotta
don't
be
know
women
why
and
you're so
gay.
worried about white people, Florian.
I don't know
I
why.
think we've historically done fine in as far as representation goes. for a very long time. So I really don't think clutching your pearls that there's no white people in the Acolyte or no white men in the
I
Acolyte.
mean, you're the one who's
is,
acting like wokeness doesn't exist, and like you're trying to act like I'm making something up here, but like it's obvious, right?
We need a
I
definition.
really don't
for
care that
wokeness.
there aren't white men in the show, man.
Yeah, but wouldn't you think it'd be better if it was successful?
I don't think that was like the main or a big reason why it wasn't like more successful though.
Yeah, I think people were hating on the show no matter what.
Yeah, people fucking
why
Critical Drinker would have
that...
made mad videos about it regardless.
Why?
I think,
why do you think so?
Because he's the whole point is that there's like this outrage economy that exists. So
what part of the show would have pissed him off?
Because just fucking, I don't know. People they find reasons to whine about it. Have you seen a Mahler video? There's like 7 hours of bullshit that they find to take issue with throughout the whole movie. So
the guy you thought was white, a white man, the stranger or whatever his name is, who is actually Asian. Like if he had been white, they would say, "Oh, you made the villain the white man."
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they're like white villains.
No, that's one of the things I hear complained about is that the only white people now are villains and stuff, and it's like,
well, I mean, they complain about it, but they'll still take it. Like, they'll still idolize the villains.
No, Florian, don't complain about everything.
I think they just want to be upset about it because they stand to gain a lot of money if they're very upset about it.
I mean, obviously, but still, I don't know, man.
We gotta do an Acolyte episode someday.
Well, I don't know. We already did an Acolyte episode, me and Erich, but I mean, do you never watch anything and you think like, oh, this is actually too woke? Like they can cut it back a little bit now, you know, like not just with the race stuff, but also like just like the way they act, like everything is such a big deal when it's like a microaggression, you know. Does that never happen to you, Erich?
What have you seen that's done that in media?
Well, I mean, definitely that casino scene, you know. It's like, oh, look how...
What does that have to do with white men in any way? Or wokeness?
Well, I mean, that definitely has to do with wokeness when it's like, oh, look, Star Wars, you know who's really bad is the rich people? Like, come on.
I mean,
all this phobia of rich people, okay?
I'm really so confused here.
I mean, Florian, there are movies that have like political angles to them that they're very overt about, and like and you know they don't have like a lot of interesting stuff kind of backing them aside from that, I guess. But that's like, you know, that's just an issue of not writing a better movie or whatever. I don't think.
Well, yeah, because they're like too much into doing the political stuff, you know. Otherwise it wouldn't have been made because it's specifically for that, you know.
Yeah, that's just an artistic failure though, you know. Like there's plenty of ones that also have very overt political messages that are done really well and stuff too, so.
Well, yeah, because they don't focus on it too much.
There are ones that are pretty focused on. I mean, I'm gonna go see Shin Godzilla. I haven't seen it, but the sort of, you know, the whole conjecture around that, it's very much in response to the Japanese handling of Fukushima. It's like a specific play on one particular event and everything, and it's extremely, you know, agreed upon as like one of the best ones in the series, you know.
How progressive. Wow.
I mean, yeah.
Wow, we did it. Well, yeah, I guess Japanese wokeness probably is still in its baby steps, but it's still cute, you know?
I don't know what woke means, though. That's the thing. It's just like things that conservatives don't like. It's just what woke is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like whatever
that's a good thing, yeah. That's a good description of it.
Well, then that's not something to be worried about.
If I'm not a conservative person, why would I care about that?
Well, because it's like specifically that, you know, it's like, look at us. We're really going to show them this time. Does that not bore you?
I don't know. They don't make like I've never seen someone make like a whole TV show with the point of like getting at conservatives or whatever. I don't think.
I don't know.
I mean, I think one of the funny things here is that like I feel like that's The Boys. That's what The Boys is.
But probably.
I guess
I haven't
so.
seen that. I don't watch a lot of shows.
Is it?
But...
I mean, that has a lot of white men in it, though.
Well, that and I mean
Yeah.
that and South Park are very overt lately about the
But it's like
anti-Trump
specifically
kind of thing. So.
parodying that.
Well, maybe it's okay when we do it. You ever think about that? Maybe if white men complain about white men, that's okay, you know. But like, if they specifically make a point out of not putting any white men in it, and then the point is that white men are bad, maybe that just doesn't work, huh?
There's a lot of projection going on
I,
in the anti-woke circles that
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, of course there would be. I mean, they are like the worst of the worst, you know. But you probably would. They probably hate it if you'd stop making woke things, you know. They'd be out of a job.
well, but that
I guess the woke merchants have been selling to both sides all the time, huh?
I think I don't think the solution to conservatives being upset is to just make really conservative media that they don't complain about, though.
For
I don't
them.
know. They need
Yeah,
to just
right.
they need to
I
just
mean, they
toughen up
will
or
spend
whatever.
they will spend their dollars. I don't know. I think they are just another demographic that you might want to appeal to occasionally.
Well, I think they've
But
been
Florian,
doing a little
your
more of
whole
that.
point about white men and things not featuring white men like not being popular. The Mandalorian is the most popular Star Wars show, and I think the only white man that's like a primary character in that was only in the first season, and that was Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that was the season that everyone liked, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't like it because of Werner Herzog.
Yeah, he was not like the primary draw. He was in like 3 episodes or whatever.
No,
Florian,
clearly when you remove the white man, it just falls apart. Also, Bill Burr was in it, right?
For like 2 episodes. He's not a main character.
I mean, he's not that. He's in Breaking Bad. He isn't in it much more either, right?
He's in
I guess
several
that's all
episodes
it
of Breaking
takes,
Bad.
you know.
There's a Clancy Brown alien. Maybe that's the reason Mandalorian was successful, was because of the alien that shows up in episode 4.
Uh-huh.
I
Maybe.
don't know.
Maybe it's just manliness as a whole, you know, because like Asian men aren't that manly, but like I guess if you have like Mexicans, that's probably fine, you know.
I don't understand
The
what's
more
going
we
on.
go on, the less this makes sense, and the more I'm just like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Wow. I mean, you don't think
Talking
that
about the relative manliness of the races of people.
really you think that's made up? Okay, fine, whatever. Yep, Asians.
What are you talking about? Fucking Asian people aren't manly.
Sure. Okay, I'm sure
Bitch,
they are.
I've been watching Toshiro Mifune movies, and that is one of the manliest men that I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
Okay. If you say so. All right. So would you say that the Mandalorian is woke? Do you think? I mean,
No.
What is, I don't
no,
know what.
right? I mean, what do you think? What shows are woke?
But by what I'm saying is, by your estimation, it should be countered as woke or seen as woke because there are no white men that are primary characters or primary heroic characters.
I mean, it
That's why
definitely
none of
has
this
white
makes
men.
sense. None of this makes sense.
I mean, I think it probably has like incredibly more white men than the Acolyte.
So the amount of white men in something is the barometer for whether or not it's woke or not.
I mean, if you specifically make sure to not include any, then I think you're gonna suffer for it. Yeah.
And there are white men in the Acolyte. It's not like there aren't any at all.
Maybe
There's like a British
I remember
Jedi who's a
wrong.
white guy.
Oh yeah. Wait, no, I don't remember.
Eddie Mooney's he's an alien, but he's basically a white guy with a big head. So
Yeah, whites count Kiadi.
yeah.
Could it really
get
just
him.
be? Could it really just be the lesbians? Is that it? Oh, that's too bad because I like lesbians. Huh.
I think people just didn't like it because of when it came out relative to all the other Star Wars stuff, and there's just, you know, and also, I mean, people are making these things into big culture war issues and stuff.
I mean, it is.
Yeah,
Very
it was
colorful,
starting
though,
over
isn't it?
completely for the Star Wars setting. Like, it did not have any characters people knew about. The setting is completely different. It doesn't have like TIE fighters, X-wings. it does have lightsabers, but that's basically the only piece of iconography they're using. Like, there's so many reasons why people could have turned on it or did not bother to watch it. But I don't think the anti-woke people are the sole driving reason something like that does not work.
I mean, they definitely like specifically hated it a lot more than the other stuff, right?
I mean, sometimes they just latch on to one specific thing for like a week, or however, if it's a show that's coming out every week, then however long.
Yeah, but they would latch on to the thing that makes their point the most.
When Furiosa came out, there was like 50 billion videos about how they made Mad Max woke girl boss, and then people generally liked the movie anyway, and then they just sort of died down on that particular talking point. Like, I've seen that happen for that and for other things.
It was very anti-rape, okay?
Well, I mean, yeah, that movie's not woke because it has a woman in it, but that became the talk. You can find all the fucking critical drinker, nerdrotic, all the usual suspects of those people complaining about it, and then sort of dropping it when they realized that most
maybe
people
they
were not
complain
also
about it.
upset about it.
They probably complained about it before it came out, right? And then when they saw it, they didn't really find anything wrong with it.
I mean, I feel like that's a large part of the problem
based
too.
On just no, but Florian, their complaints were largely just based on the premise, and then the actual premise did not change. There's nothing about the actual movie that was different from what they saw in the trailers for the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
they didn't watch it and suddenly it's about a white guy the entire time.
Wait, wasn't there a white guy in there with her? I think there was.
The main bad guy was the white guy.
He's Australian. He doesn't count as white.
Oh wow. Okay. First we don't get the Asians, then we don't get the Mexicans, now we don't get the Australians.
Actually, no. Tom Burke is English. He's not Australian.
Well, there you go. My theory has been proven right. Wow. Secondary main character white guy saves the movie. Yep.
I think it's very silly, Florian.
Wow. When I'm coincidentally right, it's very silly, huh? Okay.
Yeah, but we showed you a thing where you were coincidentally wrong, which is The Mandalorian being the number one show that doesn't have any white guys in it.
I mean, I you asked me for what's woke about it. I told you what's woke about it, and then you brought up another show where I would have never said it's woke, and you said, look. Like, okay, so there's different ways of being woke.
But one of your ideas of what woke is when there's no white men in the thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's definitely one of the characteristics. I mean, like...
What are the other characteristics?
I mean, if it's very preachy, I mean, The Mandalorian certainly isn't preachy, right?
How is the Acolyte preachy?
There were gay people in it? I mean, no.
Oh, what is that preaching exactly? The gay people exist in the world.
I mean, I don't know. It's just a different wokeness, okay? I don't know. Maybe the Acolyte just did the race thing, but then like other things do other wokeness. What do you mean?
Well, I hate to cut this.
Okay, we gotta stop this short because
this episode's
spinning in circles.
The recording's approaching. I think we're like an hour 45 in or so.
Mm-hmm.
So
wow.
It was a very, very interesting episode.
This is the problem with Star Wars. Everything about Star Wars just fucking breaks down into like base complaints about the entire series, and you really can't talk about anything specifically.
Yeah, it all flows together in your mind and stuff. And we're gonna have to set aside 2 hours per episode when we get to the Star Wars wheel.
I guess so. Well, maybe we'll get faster once we've gotten like the general critiques of Star Wars out of the way.
Yeah, if we did like Force Awakens first, that one would probably run very long, and then comparatively less things to say
everything
about
after that.
Episode 2 or whatever.
I don't know, The Last Jedi.
Well, that one too would, I mean, some of them have more to talk about specifically, and then other ones, would have general issues to get into. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, thank you all for watching our show. Florian, what do you have to plug?
Well, hopefully, finally, that Rick and Morty thing. But let us know in the comments if you think things were woke, all right?
Tell Florian that Rick and Morty's gone woke. in the comments, and then he'll make videos on other things.
Well, I guess if you think he's a Mexican, I don't know. Is he? Is Rick
His name's
Sanchez a
Sanchez,
Mexican?
probably.
I mean, he has a very strange skin and hair color. I don't know.
He's gray though, because he's a cartoon.
Yeah, I know, right?
Creepy man. Rich, what do you have to plug here?
He was.
Yeah, you can find me on
gray as a
Letterboxd.
child.
Revan138, and I am watching, or I just finished King of the Hill, the new season of that.
Oh
which
my
is very
God,
good,
yes.
And they did a good job of bringing it back.
All right.
That was very fun. It was weird that there was no Trump in it, though, right?
No, I mean, when they made it, probably Trump was not back yet, so.
Oh, is it always that far behind them?
Yeah, well, yeah, because they probably
Yeah,
wrote
I mean,
all
it
those
shows
before
take
the
fucking-
election.
The Andrew Tate
Yeah.
stuff was hilarious in or whatever that man.
Yeah, that was
YouTuber
probably my
was
favorite
doing.
episode. I loved how they tied in the Andrew Tate stuff with how, like, Cotton specifically was a bad father to Hank and was very,
Yeah, it was so good.
yeah, that was just very well done.
It's too bad he just like magically wins and Andrew Tate's changes his ways. You know, that's a bit unrealistic.
Yeah, but he was a
always.
small scale fucker. He was not actually Andrew Tate. He was just a
I
kind of
guess so.
a guy doing it in his basement. It seemed like.
Yeah, maybe like the big one will come eventually.
That'll be like the boss fight for King of the Hill.
Yeah.
No,
All right.
I gotta watch that. Never seen
Yeah,
King of the
for
Hill.
sure.
That's good.
Whoa.
Wow.
No, I watched Futurama as a kid instead. So
Hell yeah. Futurama's also good.
yeah, not the new seasons though, unfortunately. So
No, yeah. That's not what I thought.
yeah,
Why, you think not? Damn.
no. But
I mean, there were definitely some good episodes.
there's a couple. There's always a couple decent ones, and then the rest are sad. But yeah. Anyway,
Rip.
yeah. But thank you
All right.
all for watching our show on the Colonelcast. Extra long debate. I'm gonna have
I
to
was like,
clickbait the
assuming-
debate here somehow.
Assuming anyone has made it this far.
Yeah.
Star woke. That's
Star
what
woke.
We're gonna
Rogue
call this thing.
Rogue Woke, a Star Woke story.
Woke one.
Woke one, a Star Woke story. Yeah. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
See ya.